Hey everybody! What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Analytical Fanboys. I am your host, the Vacuuminator, and I am joined, as always, by the multilingual Boingo Rider.
We're talking about honest grains today.
Yeah. And also, Snowcone83 is here. He's the toy man of Modular Media. How are you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good. Got a brand new fresh stock of dildos coming in tomorrow.
Excellent. So everyone, this is a podcast by Modular Media, the creative co-op that we are all a part of here on YouTube. We do a bunch of stuff separately, but also together. But right now, we are doing our regular podcast, which is kind of like a book club, but for all types of media. And this week, it's a topic that I put on the list. The original True Grit from 1969 with John Wayne and Kim Darby. This is
Wait. What year did it come out?
1969.
Nice.
I was waiting for it. Yeah, this is a classic Western, and I'm not usually super into classic Westerns, but I like this movie because it's insanely wholesome, and we'll get into that as we go on. But first, I suspect this is the first time both of you guys have seen this movie, or at least this version of this movie, because it has a much more popular remake. Let's start with Boingo. What'd you think of it?
It was a movie that, as I was watching it, was like, this is pretty cool. Very much of its time, but pretty cool. I understand why people would have enjoyed it back in the day.
Snowcone?
It was a really weird episode of Mandalorian, but I could still get
That's it. We're done. There's no more.
That's the whole podcast. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
No more. Like, we don't. There's nothing else to say.
There's even a fucking Bill Burr-like character.
No. So you've never seen my house, but I live in a real Cracker Barrel. Have you ever been to a Cracker Barrel?
Like the restaurant?
Yes, the restaurant.
Many times.
Yeah, so that's what my house is. I'm not even lying.
Yeah, no,
Not
he
even
isn't.
lying. God, I'm not.
You also got to
So,
remember that the house is also decorated in what could only be described as Southern kitsch,
All right.
which means that there's a lot of blackface dolls.
All right.
Well, aside from that, I didn't do that.
No, you didn't do that.
I grew up around stuff like, but I've never sat through and watched it ever. I enjoyed it for sure. I don't know. I might go play Red Dead after this too. I love Red Dead, and so this.
Yeah, like I'm not a super huge Western guy, but there's this movie just has like such strong characters, and for a film of its time, it moves surprisingly fast.
I think this is partially because of the way the acting style was presented and the way the cinematography was. It feels older than it is because it doesn't feel like it's from 1969. It feels like it's from 1959.
It's fair.
Oh, I did see tire track
In this movie?
in this movie.
When?
There's a scene where hauling the bodies back and just straight up.
Oh yeah, on that dirt road.
It's wagons. Ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I was thinking about is like watching, because I love. I mean, this is the 70s, so everything kind of looked like it was from the like 1800s, anyways. That's not fair. I mean, it's got
It's a
like, some of
weird
the
time
hairstyles-
aesthetically.
Yeah, like some of the hairstyles you kind of tell are from like the 70s. But I don't know. It's just interesting to think about. Like, for one, I was thinking about all the beautiful landscape shots. I'm like, I wonder how many of these.
Bro,
how many of
I
these
took
landscape
so
shots-
many screen caps during this watch through.
But my other question, or the other thing, I think the town that they were in at the beginning part of the movie probably just looked like.
Yeah,
Like, it
it's
probably
probably
legitimately just looked like that. It doesn't anymore.
It might have just been like a backlot Western town.
I think it, like, I don't know.
I mean,
I feel
Hollywood did have like a good number of basically out of the way Western built towns because they made so many goddamn Westerns. They were cheap and easy to make.
this is one thing I remember feeling is that this definitely feels like the superhero. I mean, because that's kind of what John Wayne essentially, but like this is definitely like just not now.
I mean, a lot of people do tend to call superhero movies the modern Western, except that's not applicable because superhero movies cost a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Westerns became so prolific because they were relatively cheap and easy to make. Especially a western like this, where it's not heavily focused on action. It's much more focused on character and motivation and getting from A to B and rising tension in a scene between Rooster and other people.
You know, it's except for the few action scenes there are, it's much more of a road trip movie than anything else.
I don't know if I directly, but I think I also just
It's
hate
a
road.
it's more of a revenge flick. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just that the person who wants revenge can't accomplish it, so she has to find her own John Wick.
hmm And then she finds a drunken old fucking cowboy, and it's great.
I don't know. That character is handled very well. Like she's not, for lack of a better word, pretty.
I mean, it's a very feminist portrayal of a woman of the time period.
Yeah.
I mean, show of hands, how many of us have also seen the remake with fucking the dude?
No, I haven't.
I have not. Well, I think I have, but if I did, it must be completely different.
No,
every
it's
way.
almost exactly the same movie, except the portrayals are slightly different. They changed the ending and they put a new scene in it.
All right, then no, I haven't. Or at least I
Because
don't remember.
they play much more into the fact that Rooster is a drunk in the remake, and also they just make oh, I forget her name, but Kim Darby's character, they just make her an insanely asshole-ish character. Like she is so rude to everybody. And at the end of the movie, instead of it being like, yo, Rooster, if you want, you can fucking get buried in my family's graveyard because you don't have anybody, it like cuts forward to years and years later where she's this grumpy old woman all alone because the fucking people who remade this movie decided oh, this movie is should be about how revenge consumes a person and destroys them.
Well, I mean, I think that was how it was in the original novel, because this is based off a book.
It's true, but also it's fucking just nicer to have that wholesome Hollywood ending.
Yeah, but like they weren't trying to remake the movie; they were trying to adapt the book.
Yeah.
And a counter, and you don't like it, and I have no feeling which way or the other.
Oh, fuck you, die.
Well,
Oh yeah, this movie has a sequel though.
Yeah, it does.
My mom said that. That's
There's
the
a
only reason why it
movie.
took a while.
There's a movie just called Rooster Cogburn. And I have not seen it. I have no idea what it's like, but apparently it has very little to do with this movie except that it's John Wayne playing the same character.
I believe it. No, this is one of my mom's all-time favorite movies.
I can see that.
I grew up being around and watching so many. But I was like bored by them. Didn't really care too much to be like sitting around. I'd usually be like smashing together a transformer or something like that instead of like watching.
Yeah, same.
But I do appreciate them now, and because I've grown up surrounded with things from this specific time period. So like there's like actual horse saddles, rifles, like seeing all this nostalgic vibe for me. The things I wrote down while watching the movie that I felt it was pretty neat. I don't know if neat. Nope, neat is not the right word for that. It's interesting to see them portray the hangings as like a public gathering event. It's very much not even in this time, but like hundreds and on.
Yeah,
And it's really weird.
I mean,
like,
honestly, to an extent, it's still going on because we were watching a movie made for entertainment where they made hangings.
I mean, yes,
not even
no.
that, but like fucking government executions. If you're involved in the reason that person is being executed, you can still go watch that. Yeah.
One thing I do like about the show.
You're like on a select screen trying to figure out what it is.
Well, I like the weapon. I like her. I mean, like I'm a bit of like a revolver nerd, anyways. But like, I just like she like pulls out this gun, and I was like, dude, that looks a bit like a long Colt or a Navy revolver, which is also a Colt, but it was almost both, but neither. And he later names the gun properly. Well, maybe properly. There's a gun by the name that he lists, and it's also a Colt. It's like a Dangaroon, something like that. But I think it might. I don't know.
I mean, it
Anyways.
is Hollywood. They could have just grabbed a random gun they had lying around.
Yeah, but like, and see, like I'm used to like shit treating it like that, but I think like there's a bit more care because like the way that they talk about it, like, because they identify people by like the gun they carry. Like, there's a man out there carrying a Henry, and they're like, oh, I know that guy. Like, and Glenn Campbell, which is another thing that I wrote because Glenn Campbell, was
Fucking
one of my
Glenn
favorite
Campbell.
artists. I love Glenn Campbell to death, and I did not know. And it's like. I was like, whoa, is Glenn Campbell in this? Kind of like how, fucking, oh God, what is his name?
Chris Christopherson?
No.
Sam Elliott?
No. What is his fuck? Jerry Reed. Jerry Reed and Smoking the Man.
Oh.
And kinda, but like not really. Like he does sing a song at the beginning, and I very much guess that they probably had the True Grit song, but it was still cool to see Glenn Campbell in this.
Oh, he did Rhinestone Cowboy?
Glenn Campbell?
Yeah.
Or Jerry Reed?
Glenn Campbell.
But yeah, anyways, like Glenn Campbell uses a Sharps, which is definitely how they describe it. It's a super powerful rifle. And it would absolutely obliterate a turkey. It's hilarious. And they treated that they treated that properly. But the scene where John Wayne shoots that rat, bro, there would be 2 or 3 parts of that rat. Especially from like the distance he shot it, like that rat was just kind of like.
Yeah, that was some crappy old Hollywood editing.
But I said that rat shot is the most unrealistic thing in the movie, but the laziness of the cat is the most realistic. So
yeah,
some real
nice.
I mean, it is orange. It was a Monday.
I like that cat a lot. I like the fuck out of that cat, and I like. Whenever he's like pawing out the money, that is absolutely and definitely the highlight of.
So, since we're on that kind of area of the film, how do we feel about the Asian character?
It's not as bad as I thought it would be when I first saw him appear on screen.
Yep, like it's bad, but it's not Yellowface bad.
I mean, but like I don't know how like accurate for the time it was, but I know like. Older West areas had shit like this, like or had like legitimate people who looked that part in areas like that. Mm-hmm. I just don't know how common it was because like this isn't like the Wild West, this is like there's electricity.
It's the mildly tamed West.
It's starting to get settled more.
It's more like almost 1900, probably like 1895 or some shit like so. I don't know. It's not as
1880.
1880.
Yeah, 1880.
That was damn
close. Yeah.
But I don't know. Like because like, am I the only one who like? Is there like a thing? Because like my mom came in and we were talking about these. She saw me. So she went on. But I was like, I'd always heard John Wayne was like a racist. And
well, he did play Genghis Khan. He played Genghis Khan in yellow face and light makeup.
I mean. That's not good.
But it's also not what you meant?
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I was under the impression that he was, like, straight up, like, bigoted.
It very might well be possible, but he might have been...
So it's not a common thing. I think
I don't ever remember hearing anything like that. And my dad was supposedly a big John Wayne fan, too, so...
It's probably just, like, old Hollywood stories that may or may not have been true, and everyone's too old or dead now to confirm it.
Well, he was a very vocal, prominent conservative Republican in Hollywood, supporting anti-communist positions.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
there we go. That's what it is.
Being a conservative back then is not like it is now, so I don't know. Chalk that up.
Being
anti-communism is one thing, but like you know what I mean.
I'm just scanning his Wikipedia page to kind of see if there's any big things. I mean,
oh my God, you said exactly what my mom.
What?
I don't feel we did any wrong in taking this great country away from it. If that's what our so-called stealing of this country was just a matter of survival. There were great numbers.
Oh, this podcast just took a turn.
Yeah, but I mean, he's also a long dead actor. Like, we can just go like, yeah, he was fucking shitty. At this point in time, as long as I feel like as long as we acknowledge, like, yeah, those views are kind of bullshit, we can talk about the movies they were in and just kind of.
That was, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to steer it in that direction. That necessarily was a question. That it was something, and it seems like it might still not necessarily that way.
I don't think he was actively bigoted. I think it was just more of the circles he was in and the time period he was in.
He was a man of his time.
Yeah, maybe.
Because like I'm running through his Wikipedia page, and like it's like he was married 3 times, divorced twice. His 3 wives included 1 Spanish American descent, and 2 of Hispanic descent. So like,
I mean, that don't mean.
no, I'm not saying it means one
I
thing or
know.
the other. I think it just means he was a complicated individual that we can't say had black or white views.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot.
Like we may feel like a lot of his views are very negative, like in contemporary air. But like again, reading this right after it says supporting anti-communist positions. However, he voted for Democratic President Franklin D. Roosevelt in the 1936 presidential election, and expressed admiration for Roosevelt's successor, fellow Democrat Harry Truman.
I get like when it comes to politics and stuff like that, for anywhere between right now pointing out, oh, this guy was a Democrat back then, because like Democrats now were pretty much Republican, not modern, but what I'm talking Democrats, we no person.
It flips.
But anyway,
can we back to talking about Glenn Campbell? Because I feel like we kind of just glossed over him.
No, like yeah, like fuck, I love Glenn. Jesus Christ, I like his character a lot.
He's great as like the third dickhead in this trio, and I do mean dickhead because he literally comes in, tries to fuck the girl, and she's not about that, and then he just is like, all right, I can't fuck you, I'm gonna try and get in on this revenge thing you got going because I can make money off of it. And for the whole thing, he's just constantly trying to get rid of her and act like, oh yeah, it's a man's job, and Rooster's just like, whatever, dude. She's gonna come. You gotta deal with it.
I mean, he's not 100% like this or that. He's like, I don't know. It's a very like of the time thing. The way that he talks to her at the beginning, the second conversation they have, just because they're casually like, I don't know, like essentially beat the fuck out of you. Fuck you, idiot. Like,
also, I think it's also just part of like the acting style because it's very distinctly early 20th century theatrical style of acting.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Glenn Campbell played that rooster.
Why did you have to remind me that movie exists, dude?
Rackadoodoo. Man, I didn't know.
Yep, he plays the rooster.
Well,
you know, I just realized that if we wanted to, we could vote you out of Modular Media right now.
So this is almost a Garfield animated versus Garfield live action situation where Glenn Campbell plays alongside someone in this.
God damn it.
Hey,
yeah, I should have never put it on the list.
There's an orange cat, and there's a guy named John.
John.
I'm sorry, John.
I don't know, man. Like it's a pretty cool character, I guess. It is annoying that he just straight up shot a horse as the character, like because you don't do that. I mean, it probably was done a lot more than at least now. And then it was treated like, hey, you don't fucking do that. You kill, even if you're a piece of shit and you're killing another piece of shit, you don't shoot the horse. They probably. In Red Dead, you get bad karma for shooting horses. It is okay to hunt animals, but it is not okay to shoot somebody's horse. The game punishes you for doing so.
Oh, I mean, that's like fucking blowing up a goddamn car.
Oh, no, I mean, like, even if it's like a random wild horse, you lose the honor for shooting them.
Huh.
Or maybe it's a Western.
Yeah, but no, like, I was watching this movie, and like, in the back of my head, I was just going, I have a feeling if I watch every other John Wayne movie, I'm just going to be seeing the same character.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they hired him to do. They hired him to be John Wayne, so...
he and Clint Eastwood were kind of just the two cowboys. John Wayne played all the good cowboys, and Clint Eastwood played all the bad cowboys, and they were all the same.
And then he had Ronald Reagan playing a couple.
The actor?
God damn it. Yeah. Yeah, like, I think this was right before spaghetti westerns really took off, wasn't it? Because spaghetti westerns were the 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this may be like the last gasp of that, like, classic western, you know? Because after that, it's Sergio Leone stuff. And then the only westerns you see are ones that are definitively, this is a different kind of take of a western.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, not been a lot of westerns in the last couple decades. I think the last one I actually remember, as far as movies go, is Cowboys versus Aliens.
I mean, there was Logan, if you want to be one of those people.
Ugh.
Um, there was a Japanese Western, I think, recently. Remake of Magnificent Seven.
Oh yeah, that's right. That did happen.
We went and saw that in
happened
theaters,
like
didn't we,
5
Codes?
times. Did we? The one
think
with that wasn't recent then if we went and saw that in fucking theaters, Chris. That was probably like 6 years.
It's recent compared to fucking True Grit.
Wait, uh,
No, it wasn't. I think.
whatever.
Yeah.
We don't have to. I just found that.
Yeah. But like the acting style is very. I don't want to say stilted. It's good acting for what like they were trying to accomplish, and the thing that kind of like really kind of jarred, like not jarred, it stood out to me was like the cinematography, the way they set up the camera, the way they set up the lights, and the way it is a lot brighter of a movie than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
There's a lot of just amazing establishing shots that you think are gonna cut, and then it pans into something else.
Oh yeah, no, that's great, but also it's like the staging and the blocking is very theatrical. Whereas in a more contemporary movie, things would be set up as if it was more real life conversational. And this they cheat to the camera. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Like that courtroom scene.
Yeah.
You know, it also. I was expecting it to be very action packed, and
There's
not to
like
say that it wasn't, but like, I mean, I wasn't bored with the movie at all. There was like, it. How long did it take? I mean, somebody got shot at the very beginning, and then
it's a long time, dude.
yeah,
There's maybe
there's an
there's
entire
it
one
movie
might
in
be like
between
an hour.
gunshots.
Yeah, there might be like an hour
there's
between that.
one maybe two actual gunfights in this movie. In a 2-hour movie from the 60s.
But it's not bad at all,
Yeah. No.
which is impressive. I don't know. I don't
Because
know.
I think most of the action is meant to be the tension and the wondering, okay, what is going to happen? It's the build up to finally blowing up that bomb of catching the guy.
And I like that they don't actually like find him. She just stumbles into him when going to get water. Like that's really good.
I will say that that guy reacts very surprising getting shot in the fucking
He's just
ribs.
like, I didn't think you'd actually do it.
But he gets shot with what's supposed to be a 40. Like, I don't think there's a version of that pistol that doesn't shoot a 45. Like, that. I mean, it knocked him on his ass, but, like, he didn't act like it. He would have been like, fuck, I've been shot in the chest, dude. What the hell? Like, those exact words, you know? Like,
I mean,
not like, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
think
like-
you'd do that to me. Jeepers.
A shock B Hollywood.
I know.
And-
I'm just saying.
And I mean, like, there's enough power in the gun that later on the girl shoots the gun and falls into a hole.
Shit, she falls over in that. Which, by the way, that's like that gun would have enough power roughly to do that, but it wouldn't knock you over. It would break your nose. Yeah, it's
I
a lot
mean,
because like your whole body, like you're not gonna lock your hands up like that and have like a gorilla grip on that thing. It's gonna like backflip out of your hands and break your nose.
Unless you have like a proper grip.
Yeah, but I've seen it. I've seen it so many times.
Also, John Wayne did the whole flippy lever action shotgun thing in the end. Isn't that like really hard to do and it'd break your hand?
Yeah, and it was
Well,
awesome.
It wasn't. I don't know
Give
if it's the. I don't know if
give
it's
us-
the 1887s that would make it hard. No, it is. It's any of the lever action rifles. That shit's really fucking not. You don't do that.
But it looks so cool.
It does, but it's very impractical. Proper. I don't even know
Because-
if like. I mean, obviously it's not practical, but I don't even know if spinning your guns like something.
I mean, gun tricks and stuff like that was just like ranch hands having a bunch of free time and just trying to find ways to entertain themselves, wasn't it?
Well, Jeb shot himself yesterday. He got too fucking bored. Rest his soul. He was trying to do one of them fancy gun tricks you saw on which of the moving pictures. God, he moved on up to the sky.
I think it was called Metal Gear Solid 3.
One of the best ASMR.
That cutscene on repeat.
It makes a lot of gun noises. It makes a lot of leathery slapping noises. It's like It's like if you took the people from this movie and gave them a porno right now.
God.
Fucking reverence with which you said levery slapping.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I don't know. It was so hard for me not to be like the entire movie. I'm like, oh look, it's Red. Look, Red Dead Redemption. Look at this being Red Dead Redemption the entire time. Because like that's what they there is, especially like the new one. They took so much from every Western movie. They took like riffs from popular Western themes and slipped them in unsuspecting ways, and they took popular character stereotypes that you'd see in these and twisted them around and shit like that. And I swear to God, there's literally an area that looks exactly like the creek with the shack in Red Dead.
Well,
It's
I mean,
just
that sounds really cool, but like this feels like an text Western. Like every Western was made, and then they distilled every aspect of the American Western movie into one flick, and this is it.
Yeah, it's the fucking Kamen Rider Black of Westerns.
I don't know, man. There wasn't a shootout. Like there wasn't like a saloon style shootout. You gotta have one of them, don't you? Well, no, I guess
You
no.
gotta.
But I mean, like, if you were to describe a Western, you describe this movie.
There was not a single desert or tumbleweed.
Fine.
Tumbleweeds in the town.
But there was.
You described this movie and The Outsiders. There
was a rattler, and that was the last note I took. Is that they beat that snake's ass, and I felt bad for it.
Oh yeah, no, that was.
As somebody who grew up hating snakes, that scene always gives me a slight bit of happiness.
Here's the thing: like, you grow up around this area, you realize you don't fuck with snakes.
Oh no! I grew up around that area.
Rattlesnake.
I grew up around that area. I grew up in Alabama. I was in Snake Central my entire childhood, and I
was the snake beating king. God damn it!
Yeah. Like, isn't that the least thing you should do with a rattler? Is like annoy it more.
Mm-hmm.
You don't fucking go putting your hand near it. That's for sure.
Well, her arm is broken.
He was kind of just chilling in that. What a shitty pit, dude! Like Jesus.
Yeah. Why did they dig it again? Did they say they were trying to make a well?
No, I didn't think they.
I think they just found it.
That looked like it was part of the rock.
And there's just a rattler in it, and the dude was going like, "I'm gonna throw you in that hole because there's a rattlesnake in it." And haha, fuck you.
Just snakes, I'll snake you.
They're gonna snake you good. So, fuck, I don't know where else to go with this movie.
I like the lawyer joke at the end.
Oh yeah, he's played by fucking Piglet too. That was awesome.
That's Piglet. That's
yeah.
He looks like him.
And I know he's Piglet because he's in a fucking episode of Twilight Zone that I love. And like the third or fourth time I watched that episode, I was like, I want to see if this actor was in anything else. Oh, he's fucking Piglet. Okay.
He does look like him.
Mm-hmm.
In the fit, that's interesting.
But like, I like how she kept on bringing up this lawyer, and everybody goes like, that he doesn't exist. You're just making up shit to scare people. And then he shows up and it's like, hi, I'm the lawyer. And Rooster goes like, well, damn. All right.
And she calls him like the toughest lawyer in the world too, and he's clearly like this shrimpy little guy. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I still think that I forget what it is, but other than that, though, I don't know. Like, also, I'm glad that we
didn't see engines.
Yeah, because they kept saying it, and I was just like expecting.
We saw a couple native dudes who had like kind of integrated into society, shall we say?
No, they were forced into white people town.
Yeah.
Because remember your history, folks. Native Americans were stolen from their parents and put into schools to beat the Indian out of them.
Oh, God, I want to fucking kill myself because I live in this country.
There's a Johnny Cash song, literally history.
Yeah, like no, literally. I think that's the phrase they used was "beat the Indian out of them."
But yeah,
surprisingly,
it was a troubling time. It's a troubling time to cover.
Yeah, especially like even talking about movies of this time,
reflecting that time,
50s and 60s, talking about this time because it's a heavily romanticized and idealized time period in American history. That I think it's only recently, like last 10, 15 years, that people have really went forward and went like, yeah, no, the idea of the Wild West that we've had for a long while is wrong, and we need to rectify this.
It's kind of like how right now we're constantly putting over how amazing and wonderful the 80s was, but you go back and like read literature from around that time, and people were just fucking pissed off about everything. Like the 80s was not a fun time for people who were older than 15 years old.
The 80s weren't a fun time if you had no money.
Yeah.
If you were rich, oh no, you're fucking driving Lambos up and down Miami all day long, sniffing coke.
And you got yourself some Transformers.
But that's a major thing with westerns and movies about the Wild West is like cowboys. A lot of cowboys weren't white. A lot of cowboys were Mexican.
But how are we gonna put a Mexican in our movie? This is the 60s, man.
That's where cowboy.
That's where the word buckaroo comes from, because ignorant Americans couldn't pronounce the Spanish word vaquero, which is what they were, which is like Spanish for ranch hand. So that's where buckaroo comes from, and that's where cowboy comes from. And that's not to say that there weren't any white cowboys, but there was more Mexican cowboys, and there were also like African American cowboys.
Yeah, Red Dead, I think, does that stuff, talking about it. Like the
No,
new game.
do you just want to do the Red Dead podcast? Is that what's trying to happen here?
I'm sorry, like, it's hard. Like, if you would have, I mean, I can't recommend watching a playthrough. Fucking long shit.
I've watched a playthrough of the first hour.
Yeah, that's like 0.1% of that game. I think I put like 100 hours in.
But like, from everything I've seen of Red Dead, it seems to be at least a little bit more of an accurate representation of the Wild West. Because also, like, there's Pinkertons, and you can beat the shit out of them, so that's good.
Yep. There's a big part of the story that talks about how taking one of the characters, the side character that's like closest to you, is half black, half Native American, and like it was a slave, and so like just hearing him like talk about stuff in the game like that. I mean, he's just like, it's shitty. It sucks. It's like super like fuck. It's like literally the two groups of people that were getting treated the absolute in that area.
Yeah, and like there's a scene in this movie that in passing is like okay, whatever, but when you look at it a little bit more, is really telling of the time period and also how the people making these movies looked at that time period. And it was when Rooster asked the other character, "Were you in the war? What side did you fight?" And they just kind of brushed it off as like, it doesn't matter.
War's over.
Yeah, because that's the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's an implication that one of them or both of them fought for the Confederacy, and it's like, yeah, that's weird because like we understand today, Confederacy were the bad guys, and like at the time it was like, oh no, that's just like a side of the war.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
No. We understand. Not everybody understands.
No, I mean, like, I didn't think that.
I mean, no. Here's the thing. There can be a bad guy, and there can be an even worse bad guy. The Confederacy was the even worse bad guy. Fighting for slavery is not a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to, like, get necessarily... I don't know, because, like, it was grossly all about money, and
yeah, I mean,
and then they like the North wasn't fighting to like free, and neither was Lincoln trying to talk about freeing slaves until like halfway.
Yeah, but if I remember right, once they went like, no Emancipation Proclamation, we're freeing the slaves. Apparently, a lot of people in the army were like, nope, that's what we're doing. We're freeing slaves. That's the goal. It became the goal. Before it was to preserve the Union, then it became to free slaves. And you also got to remember, the Civil War was started by John Brown, the abolitionist. So even if the people who were fighting the war and controlling the war weren't fighting it to free slaves, the war was started because of slavery and to free slaves.
I don't mind the Confederacy shown is and was. I just also don't like it. Completely disregard, because like that happens less bad. Now, what about it? Because it's often throughout history.
But I mean, when we're talking about subjects like that, you gotta understand that it's a very nuanced. Any side is a nuanced thing, except some sides try to basically get rid of their own nuance. Like, let's look at World War II is a good example. Like, the Nazis are bad. We can agree on that. Nazis are shitheads. There's no real redeeming quality of a Nazi. And you could then you could look at the American the Allies and go like, okay, so that means they're the good guys. To an extent, yes. But you also got to remember Winston Churchill basically committed a genocide his own by limiting food in a impoverished area, and he was proud of that.
Yeah, Winston Churchill was a horrible person.
Yeah, Winston Churchill was a horrible person, but in the context of fighting Nazis, like there's a nuance there.
Yeah, there was also a lot of because like I don't think there was a single like SS soldier who was like a decent and ever because that's like the worst of them. But there were also a lot of Germans to be they were told, and that kind of happened.
Yeah, because because in part that was a large part of the propaganda the Nazis propagated of whipping the population into a frenzy to get them into the war and doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get what you're saying in regards to that, because like in that situation, like no one ever really talks about like the German force too, but at the same time, like
Wow, you know,
if I do see
I've
somebody,
really enjoyed this fun kind of classic cowboy movie. I'm gonna put it on the list so we can have a cool, chill time talking about it. That's gonna be so great when that eventually happens. I can't wait.
You are, dude. You know who you're talking to.
But I also put it on the list like 2 months into this podcast existing.
but yeah, cowboy movie good.
Cowboy movie good.
He jumped
Portrayal
off.
of a variety of things questionable due to time and ignorance.
What cowboy movie good? He wear eye patch.
I did appreciate the ferry.
It was nice. The fucking her getting in the on the horse and just going across the river because fuck you.
Yeah. Like I like how they portrayed her as a strong, stubborn woman without going into like, oh, she's an annoying woman nag tropes.
And like,
I also
well,
like the
they're
horse salesman.
yeah,
Yeah.
the fucking
Just done with her shit. It's like, fuck. I have to deal with her again.
okay. So should we just figure out what we're talking about next week?
Sure.
Howdy.
All right, gentlemen. I will spin the wheel in 3, 2, 1.
There's a lot of things on that wheel.
There's a lot of things on this wheel.
All right.
What? What?
It's the movie. I Love You, Man.
I've not. I vaguely recognize this. Explain.
Okay. Basically, it's a rom-com, but the rom-com bits of it is a very strong, realistic male friendship.
So it's
also
20.
a good movie.
So it's the fucking Jump Street movies.
No. Like, genuinely, it is set up like a rom-com. There is a meet cute, there's first dates, there's there's like the feeling of like the breakup. It's literally set up like a rom-com, but it's about two dudes becoming friends.
It's about two dudes chilling in a hot tub, 5 feet apart, because they're not gay.
Like, they go to a Rush concert.
Interesting. But now let's talk about Disney. What? So do we? Because fucking
Paul Rudd's in the movie.
I like Paul
Yeah.
Rudd. Yeah. Okay. Fucking. But yeah, we decided because vibes got way too out of hand last week and destroyed the podcast. To rebuild it, we're going to talk about all the crap Disney's going to shove down our throats for the next couple of years. So, gentlemen, do we want to start with all the Star Wars reveals or all the Marvel reveals?
You know, I am actually most excited about the Buzz Lightyear thing.
Okay, fine. Let's do the general Disney shit. Why are you excited about it?
Because I deeply hope it's anything close to Space Ranger. But I think I don't see how you're not at least interested. It's about
It's not about Buzz Lightyear, the character. It's about the person Buzz Lightyear is based on, apparently.
I know, but like in universe, like in the Toy Story universe, that still was based off the character, and not based off of. I don't think they meant like based off of Buzz Aldrin. I think they meant literally based off of like Space Ranger. Depending on where they go with that, I don't know. I just want to see the Space Ranger movie.
Do you think they're actually gonna fucking do that? I don't think they're brave enough.
Well, given what the single screenshot looks like, it doesn't look like any regular NASA outfit. So it looks like some literal sci-fi shit. So I think it might be.
Also, it's not Tim Allen.
Yeah, but it's Chris Evans.
But it's not Tim Allen.
Yeah, but fuck Tim
I
Allen.
Yeah, who cares about? I got Chris.
Yeah, I look like Tim Allen enough for the three of us.
You look like a gay Tim Allen.
No, he looks like permanent Santa Claus Tim Allen.
Yeah,
Kinda.
and didn't you say I also had like some Brendan Fraser?
Yeah. You're like if Brendan Fraser, Tim Allen, young Brendan, not modern Brendan Fraser, by the way.
Yeah.
His face looks a little bit different. Maybe we'll do Patrol.
Yeah, and Doom Patrol is like it's robotic. That's what his face looks like.
It's a little metally.
No, but I mean like in the parts.
Yeah, I know.
What other general Disney shit was there? Tiana's getting an animated series. I know that's happening.
Yeah, I'm glad because that was always like one of the princess movies that never really got its due.
Yeah.
Because
Tangled,
right after that came out, it was Tangled, and then that was Frozen. And it was like, yeah.
And Tangled recently wrapped up its animated series, and I heard
There was an anime.
oh yeah, it was on fucking Toon Disney or whatever they call it this week, Disney XD. It went for like 3 seasons, and apparently it was amazing. People have told me it's got like some of the best character work of a Disney animated show in a long time. And this is apparently from those same people, so I'm like, all right, that sounds cool.
And I mean, the animation style for the TV show for Tangled will work for the Princess and the Frog stuff.
Mm-hmm. But then Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is getting a reboot.
Chip and Dale. Did you? I posted who they got to play Chip and Dale, didn't I?
Yeah, it's fucking Spider-Ham and another person.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that at all. I will say I don't know.
John Mulaney and Andy Samberg.
I know I love both of those actors. I also love Chip and Dale very, very.
But you got to remember,
I'm gonna have to wait and see like trailer 4. I'm gonna have to wait until I'm like halfway into the movie in the theater itself to be.
No, it's a series, dude.
Like it's a DuckTales style reboot, right?
Yeah, and like remember, DuckTales has a lot of celebrities, and you barely recognize them.
Live-action hybrid. I read an article saying that they announced a live-action hybrid starring John Mulaney.
If that's what they announced, I am infinitely less excited.
Yeah, I mean, Chip and Dale can fit in that mold, though.
But like, I don't want them to.
I'm not saying they should, but like when you think about the setup for Rescue Rangers, they are in a city and they are tiny and there's people around and they're repurposing their junk into tech. Like it is not like putting the Smurfs in New York. Put it that way.
That's fair.
Bro, I just about had because I saw like Mighty Ducks getting series on Disney Plus, and I was about to just.
It's hockey.
I know it's fucking hockey.
It's the hockey one.
But it's not about
cool. It's not
space
the cool
hockey from a
space. Give me space hockey or give me death.
That's literally what they talk about. Like, I don't know if you've watched all of Mighty Ducks several times. All right, the animated '90s cartoon. But in like the first episode, they're like, "Oh, we have this hockey on our home duck world in this other universe, whatever." And that's why we know how to play hockey and like hockey. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah. But also DuckTales is ending soon, so
can we get Goof Troop? Can they do Goof Troop next, please?
No. They gotta give me Darkwing.
No, you're getting that. It's fine. But give me Goof Troop, please. Please, I'm underserved for so long. I haven't gotten any Max Goof content in decades.
And it is a movie; it's not a series. All the news sites I'm seeing.
Okay, lame.
Nope. Walt Disney Studios official Twitter: Chip and Dale are back in a hybrid live-action animated feature directed by Akiva Schaffer and starring John Mulaney and Andy Samberg. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, an original movie, is coming soon.
Sandy Amber, Colonel Sanders, Salamander. That is my single favorite. Oh, a Jungle Cruise movie's coming out. That's
they've been teasing that for a while.
Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson.
Oh,
yeah, he's playing the Jungle Cruise host person.
I think I do.
I think there's actually a trailer for that. It looks.
Yeah, he does the whole backside of water joke.
Mhm. It's not great.
Robert Zemeckis Pacquiao with.
Where are you looking at all this? Because I just been seeing like
Yeah. All I
people
know
post-
is Star Wars and Disney. Why are we talking about this?
David Lowery's Peter Pan and Yara Shahidi.
No. No.
Disenchanted.
No.
Lion King prequel. Live action. Disney animation. Raya and the Last Dragon has Aquafina in it. What the fuck? I love Aquafina. It's weird. I didn't think that.
I mean, I'm drinking an Aquafina right now. It's pretty good.
I don't know what this Baymax thing is, but I'm interested in it.
There is an animated series coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be a dinosaur?
No, it's the fucking Marshmallow Man
I
from Big
know
Hero
it
6.
is. I obviously love that robot very dearly. Like, old bro.
Did anybody actually watch the Big Hero 6 show? Was it good?
No, I
No.
didn't because
No,
I didn't think of the
happened.
animation.
Also, we're getting from Pixar. There will be a series based on Up and Cars.
Why? I mean,
I
Cars,
don't
I get
know.
it. There's people who like Cars, but why does Up need a continuation?
It's me. I'm people who likes cars.
Yes, damn it. I'm trying to be nice to you. But fucking, I don't want Up to have more shit branching off of it. Why can't a movie just be a movie anymore? Oh god, I'm turning into Jay Bauman.
Disney Plus is also adding opt-in mature content feature, which will allow older audiences to sign in and watch titles like Logan, Modern Family, and Atlanta.
Dicks out for Disney, bro. Awesome, I killed the podcast. I can go to bed now.
Yeah.
There's a whole sizzle thing.
Yeah.
See, it says Lightyear, and then in the little logo, it's Buzz Lightyear's ship.
Like, I
Dude,
really want it to
I
be based
swear
off
to
of the
God.
TV show.
It's gonna be that, and it's gonna be like, oh, hold on, hang on.
Because
Biggest and most
goddamn,
facts-
that TV show.
Hang on!
Fuck you!
Pixar revealed that it's making a movie called Lightyear, which is called The Definitive Story of the Original Buzz Lightyear. That's coming out on June 17th, 2022. Star Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. And just to be clear, he not so helpfully explained on Twitter, this isn't Buzz Lightyear the toy, this is the origin story of the human Buzz Lightyear the toy is based on. Have we no respect for the animated sci-fi cartoon Buzz Lightyear of Star Command? Corporate. I don't know what that means. That meant
Neither
nothing,
do
and I
I.
screamed at you for no reason. I apologize.
It's cool. Yeah, no, that was a bang-ass show.
I do remember it fondly. I think all of it's on YouTube.
Probably illegally.
It's damn
Yeah.
sure not on Disney Plus.
Well,
Like, genuinely, that was probably one of the most clever things Disney ever did, because it is the show Andy watched to want a Buzz Lightyear.
mm-hmm.
It's canon breaking. This new movie is canon breaking. I swear.
Fuck you.
Um,
You'll be fine.
The legacy of that shield is complex.
Okay, so are we talking about Marvel now? Can I post the Marvel thing?
Sure, we could.
Okay, thank God. Something I understand.
I'm sorry, we like Disney.
I just didn't see any of this news. All I saw was Marvel and Star Wars, and I assumed, like, oh, Disney's just not doing anything next year. Okay.
So, am I the only one who noticed that they didn't say jack shit about Blade?
They said that it's still in the works. They don't have anything to reveal yet.
Yeah. I'm super excited about Blade, because I like Blade.
Yeah, we know you like Blade. We talked about it a few episodes ago.
Some of these are interesting. Some of these.
So let's go down the line here. Fucking Shang-Chi sounds interesting. I like that the guy from The Daily Show is going to be in it. That's all.
Jon Stewart?
No, Ronnie Chang. He's one of the correspondents right now.
Oh, okay.
I just know that, like, it's supposed to be, like, kung fu. It should be. Martial arts are going to
I
be
mean,
like, on.
I mean,
From what I've been
hopefully, but fucking the fucking MCU doesn't have a good track record with kung fu action scenes.
No.
And Iron Fist promised that shit, and it was terrible.
Here's the thing. That wasn't in Kevin Feige's control.
Mm-hmm.
That was someone else. That's why it's weird. Netflix stuff is weird with the MCU. It's up in the air. Also, we're getting Mandarin.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Shang-Chi.
And the Legend
Oh,
of the
right.
Ten Rings. What do you think that is?
Nice.
And remember, they fucking already revealed that the comic book Mandarin does exist in the MCU.
They said it. You could overhear somebody saying it if you pause a screen in a cafeteria. I'm just
No. Fucking,
I know. I've seen the one shot.
yes, and it's great.
But I don't think there's much more to talk about Shang-Chi until a trailer comes out.
So let's talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I'm liking the look of it.
Yeah,
I'm
they
excited
look
about it just because they're two of my. They were like the three things I liked about the MCU.
like they're just broing out so much.
But
Like I
like
have no idea.
one of them's really invested in the bro, and the other just like, fuck, I am stuck with this guy because he's the only person who understands what I have gone through.
Mhm. It's also nice to see Bucky not looking like a hobo again.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
Bucky cool.
but it's nice to be doing something different.
I really like the flying sequence they showed in the new teaser.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
and he's got his actual wings, dude. Like he's got like classic Falcon wings. I really appreciated that.
And Zemo's gonna have the balaclava.
Was
Well, I
that
mean,
in the
it's-
trailer? I didn't see that.
It was like
There's an-
apparently a split second.
There's an image of it floating around. I assumed it was from the trailer.
I just hope he gets doused with chemicals and it gets bonded to his face,
I mean, we can only hope.
because that's how that happened in the comics.
I'll tell you what's not on this list. I want to talk about that first. There
Okay.
is no fucking Ghost Rider anywhere on this. And
No.
I see shit on here that I do not want to see in place of a Ghost Rider series.
Okay, sir, calm down.
This is
calm down.
Wendy's.
There is a Ghost Rider thing in the works.
It's
a
been
show-
in the works.
It's a show on a streaming service that I don't even remember what it is.
Hulu.
And apparently, it is connected to the MCU,
It's
but
supposed
it's
to be on.
also not connected to Agents of Shield. It's just the same Ghost Rider, but also in the MCU.
I mean, they could adapt the first volume of his run, and that could be
There's
fine.
another Marvel show coming out that's about the son and daughter of Satan. And that's two people who work very closely to that shit. And they show like Hellblade, or they show like
Hellstrom?
Hellfire Change. Yeah, Hellstrom. They show shit in that is very like it's like if you were reading a Ghost Rider comic and they left out Ghost Rider. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
Baron,
watch it.
but that's Baron Zemo in the Mask.
It is a mask.
Yeah, it sure does look like Marvel
He's
still
just-
doesn't like doing
he just-
costume.
What? Like that? It looks pretty close. The only thing
That
he
looks
doesn't
better.
know.
That looks better than anything we've seen so far. Fucking Taskmaster looks stupid as shit.
You
Yeah,
like
there's just-
Taskmaster?
Taskmaster always looks stupid. Can we admit that?
There are literal military masks that are just a skull face. They could have just given him one of those and it would have been better than the weird ass goggle thing. And they made him like
Lightspeed,
blue.
bro.
Like why?
But I mean, Taskmaster looks dumb in the comics.
And there's blues in other versions of Taskmaster.
I know, but like it's not just Taskmaster. It's almost every fucking villain in the MCU that they just
Bro,
make
Loki.
weird.
Yellow Jacket looked
Loki's
awesome.
fucking horns.
Oh yeah, Loki is so easy to do though. It's like it's literally the easiest character. All you gotta do is give him that
no
helmet. Right.
fucking way, dude. Go back to 2012 and tell me that before the first Avengers, you would have ever thought you'd have seen Loki's giant fucking horns on screen.
Even still, like that's not a hard thing to do.
Thanos.
Looked better in all the teasers than he did in the movie.
Yeah, but that's just CGI quality, dude.
No, what?
No, I think it's like character
He
design.
literally looked different in the first and like second teaser you see him in. And the thing where you see fine, I'll do it myself. That is literally.
Oh, okay.
comic
You're
accurate.
talking about that kind of
Thanos.
teaser. I thought you were talking about teaser trailers for Infinity War. I'm like, what?
No.
Yellow Jacket looked pretty accurate to a Yellow Jacket costume in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little techy.
Yeah, but Yellow Jacket also wasn't yellow.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like accurate.
There's a lot of shit like that's my biggest issue with the Marvel movie. I obviously still like them, and I don't expect them to be like direct copies of the comics. But
Okay.
there's a lot of weird shit that I'm just like,
Howard the Duck is accurate.
yeah.
The Collector's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But also,
all the gold people are accurate.
Spider-Man free, guys. Live action Spider-Verse is happening.
Very
Oh
possible.
boy.
I am very hopeful and very guarded.
I'm looking some of the fan names for it because they're like trying to shoehorn home into it. So like the one I really liked was Spider-Man Home Invasion.
Spider-Man, home is where the heart is.
I'm more excited for the Doctor movie.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness, dude.
Okay, so we know for a fact that Scarlet Witch is a major player in this movie. I'm trying to remember what else has been like confirmed.
I actually thought this was for the longest time. I thought it was confirmed that like this was where Tobey Maguire and fucking Andrew Garfield.
It very well may be. Like, maybe fucking he finds them here and brings them to Spider-Man.
But
The Eternals, though, have we all seen the leaked Marvel Legends wave?
yes,
And
I
what they
saw
look
that
like?
one leaked character. I don't know about the rest of it.
I don't know. That's another thing. That's like another thing in the vein of like they like I don't know. I feel like it's the wrong direction for costume design. It just all looks boring to me. Their original costumes aren't that cool, but you could tell it. They're also like not in the same. Other than like, oh, that one was red, this one is red, like type shit.
I'm scrolling up through. Did you post it in Toy Aisle in my server?
Oh, I didn't.
I'm
Okay.
looking at it on a Twitter right now. I'll post it
Okay.
if you want.
'Cause,
Another complaint about costumes could be Captain America until the very last thing.
I like the fucking original 2012 costume.
It's all right, but it's still like stupid in regards to like Captain America because it's supposed to be armor and not like leather and garbage.
Yeah.
Like that was like my biggest thing about Captain America is like dragon scale armor is an actual thing that is used in the military. I'm like, if you want it to be realistic and edgy, you could still do that. You don't have to pretend like it's not real. And then they finally do it in like little weird segmented parts on his chest. And the newest movie, that's fine. It looked all right. I do like the older Cap outfit better.
The Eternals don't look bad. Like looking at their costume design in toy form, I have a feeling they're probably going to be a little bit more Kirby-esque live action. But also, I have a feeling
there's another shot of all of them from like they're like movie design, and it's similar. It's like the same shit.
But I have like here's the thing. I think the Eternals movie is going to be based on Neil Gaiman's Eternals book, where they aren't the Eternals for most of it. Have you seen the story of that? What goes on in the comic?
Nope.
Okay, so there's an Eternal called Puck, and basically they wipe all the Eternals' memories and wipe the world's memory of the Eternals and basically make all the Eternals mortal and human so that they could do some stuff. And basically Icarus is going around going like, hey, by the way, you're actually an immortal super being who protected Earth, trying to convince all these peoples, and that's the story. So I have a feeling that might be part of this movie.
I know I feel you there. It's just the thing is, like, obviously I sound very sour. I kind of am, you know. That's why I don't really buy movie figures because, like, I like watching them. But like, they just get things off enough to where I'm like, I love the movie. Looking at it later, I don't really care to.
Like, I can understand that because there's certain character designs that go like, I wish that was more comic accurate, like Abomination.
Yeah, Abomination is one of the ones I don't mind as much, just because it's an interesting look. It still doesn't fucking like. It's interesting, but it is also not Abomination in any regards. It's honestly like a perfect thing, a perfect comparison. Like they wanted to do something, they just didn't want to like. It makes as equal amount of sense. It looks like they're trying to like take some sort of weird, more realistic approach, and I'm like, it's Abomination. There is no realistic approach. He's gonna look fucking weird. Like
He's
that
a fish
guy
man.
has bones. Like
Okay, well, I don't give a fuck about Abomination from the comics, and I don't give a fuck about the Eternals from the comics. I just liked that movie, and I think this movie seems interesting.
Yeah.
Am I a normie? Cool.
No, I'm excited for the Eternals because that's also like weird out there Jack Kirby shit.
yeah, like Thor Ragnarok did really good Jack Kirby shit, by the way.
Yeah.
And that's what I was first expecting in Eternals. I was like, oh, it's gonna look like some of that shit. And I'm feeling that it's not into that shit. So I don't know. Hopefully Thor Love and Thunder brings that back.
But we do got Loki.
That looks interesting.
Fucking Owen Wilson as like a weird secret agent guiding Loki through bullshit seems interesting.
His second big paycheck.
Here's the thing, I like that's got me a little of the concern. There's a moment in the trailer that they dropped for Loki where you see 3 golden head figures things, and I'm going,
yeah, no, yeah.
Please tell me that's not the Living Tribunal. I don't want that to be the Living Tribunal.
I think it might be because like the service they're working for is like TLD. or something like that, or like TL something. I think it might be.
I don't want that.
I know. It's not even supposed to be. If that's a whole nother conversation, if that's what that is, because that's outright wrong and like incorrect as shit.
I mean, if they have a line in the movie that says like, in this dimension we look like this, in another dimension we look different, I will accept that.
Yeah, but like that goes against what he says in the comics, where like he's like, I look like this all the time. Like this is a constant state of being throughout all universes.
Marvel retcon shit all the time, and hey, they homage Loki. I'm all about that. I love that comic.
But like, yeah, no, that like the whole trailer looks great. I'm just concerned about that being the Living Tribunal.
WandaVision. I am wildly excited about it. It looks so very interesting.
It looks like one part House of M, one part Pleasant Hill.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know what Pleasant Hill was an event that Marvel had. They have big events and then they have like micro events. It was a micro event where it turns out Maria Hill had made an entire neighborhood to basically brainwash and house super prisoners to make them think that they were regular people in a 1950s neighborhood.
Isn't that where Banner ends up?
I don't remember if Banner's in there. I know Absorbing Man was. He played.
No, they. I don't know if that's the same thing, but there was a facility like that did house Banner for a little while. He forgot who he was, and then he ends up hulking. That's right when like they had brought back Abomination without like his human alter ego, so he was strictly angry and wanting to. That's like black and gold suit Iron Man with Captain Marvel replacing Cap.
Pleasant Hill was the right after Steeble was revealed before Secret Empire.
All right, so that's all I'm saying.
It was before Civil War II, I think, because I think some of Pleasant Hill informed Civil War II.
How do we feel about What If?
I fucking love goddamn Uatu's voice, perfect.
Interesting concepts. I don't like the animation style.
It's better than anything else we've seen from Marvel in Disney's hand, literally.
That's fair. But also, it looks like it's just rotoscoping live action. I'm not a fan of that.
To an extent, I can understand doing that because they want to have a semi-consistent feel comparative to the MCU.
I like fucking Uatu. Seems cool. I'm glad he's in the MCU now officially. I read sorry.
I'm just hoping.
Yeah, I read a fan theory that it's fucking the plot of the show is him training Doctor Strange on how to better navigate the multiverse to set up Multiverse of Madness and also Spider-Verse.
But no, like I'm glad they again the voice of Uatu. I'm glad they went in that direction because you'd expect it to be the big booming godlike voice, and this is like soft, quiet, almost what you would expect the Silver Surfer to sound like. I also like some of the concepts they brought up of like, oh, what if T'Challa was picked up by aliens instead of Peter, and the evil Doctor Strange bit, and they're adapting elements of one of the classic what ifs for the Peggy Captain America thing.
Yeah, and also they brought that back.
I can't remember what the story was in the comics.
They brought that back in recent fucking Exiles, and people fell head over heels for it because they thought they were like, oh, that's so cool. That's fucking that's Peggy from the movies, right? And they're like, no, that's a classic comic thing. And so now they're doing it in the movies.
But yeah, we've only seen like a couple of the What If episodes of the premises. So again, What If is a thing that lives or dies on its premise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the episode about? So
moving on to Quantumania.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I hate that title. I wish they'd done Ant-Man and the Wasp band stature because adult Cassie Lang's going to be in it. Apparently she's fucking recast, but she's going to be in it. And I had assumed they were going to be making her stature in this movie.
I like Quantum.
I mean, separate from the whole naming convention that they set up, yeah, Quantumania is fine. Because also remember, Ant-Man's the comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Did they say what the villain's going to be, or like what any of the plot is?
Kang.
Oh yeah, Kang.
I'm excited. I am excited about that.
That's gonna have some weird shit. We're getting a lot of time and like all kinds of other shit. See, like that's one thing. Moving into like this next Marvel, it's either all gonna work or it's not gonna.
I mean,
That's how I feel.
they can use Kang here to set up Fantastic Four.
But no, like Cody, what you just said made me realize. Wait a second. What if they do like a Secret War, some bullshit like that, and use all the time and multi-dimension stuff to kind of give themselves some reboot stuff? Like
Yeah, they could
take some things back to a page one and kind of go like, hey, here's more Iron Man that's different than the Iron Man we had. It's a reboot.
Yeah. Captain Marvel 2, do we know anything about that?
No,
LeBeau's in it, the second Captain Marvel from the comics.
I think it's also still a prequel, but like it's like 20 years after. No, because that's 90s. It's still before Iron Man 1, as I understand it.
What is Secret Invasion?
It is Nick Fury and that one scroll that keeps popping up. Yeah, it seemed that's stupid. I don't want that.
What? Secret Invasion was a great fucking story in the comics.
It was, but I don't want a version of it with this Nick Fury and that scroll character.
It doesn't sound like, because the Secret Invasion was like, holy shit, everyone's a scroll and like serious. The way they're making this sound, it seems like they're leading it up with that hype, but it's not going to be that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't know. They haven't said much other than Secret Invasion's the name, and it stars these two actors.
Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, I don't care.
I mean, it's James Gunn going full trash lord. It's going to be hilarious.
I'm excited.
I'm still very excited for Black Widow.
We basically know everything about Black Widow at this point. If you're going to see it, you're going to see it, and I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm seeing it for Red Guardian.
And we're probably going to get a new Black Widow out of the movie. So,
I don't know how to feel about Iron.
I'm shocked they're doing it so soon, but also I get it.
I'm kind of not. We already fucking Cap.
But... and apparently they have cast Riri, but they just didn't say it on the day. Like her casting just came out today, and it's somebody I've never heard of, but seems like she'll probably be fine because I trust Marvel with casting.
They're gearing up for Champions.
Is this gonna?
Oh yeah,
this might give us like Hollow Tony.
That'd be cool. I mean, we already had Hollow Tony in Endgame.
See, my problem with some of I love some of these like new characters that they've created, especially like Robbie Reyes. My fucking problem with it is that they're so goddamn new and fresh. Like
you're catching up too fast.
No, not even that they're catching up too fast. They literally change everything about it by the time it gets to the screen. That's what they did to Robbie Reyes 100%. Like everything I like about Robbie Reyes is almost absent from his representation on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm worried and like expecting that of like some of this other shit. Like the way we get Falcon Cap is a little bit different, but like that's going to be a bit better. I don't know how Ironheart's going to go because like I said, she's like new as shit. Like it's not even.
Yeah, but also we got to remember Ironheart's origin story has nothing to do with Tony Stark. It's literally she's a smart person and she builds her suit, and then the hologram Tony was like, "Hey, your suit's kind of shit. Here's some tech. Fix it."
Yeah, but like I don't know.
And here's the thing: it doesn't have to be Hollow Tony because we still have Rhodes. We still have Don Cheadle playing War Machine.
Yeah, but Don Cheadle doesn't
know the thing, but he can go, "Hey, here's the fucking lab. Fucking have fun."
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that he is going, like, I'm skipping over. He's getting his own miniseries with Armor Wars.
I am so hyped for Armor Wars, dude.
That's probably like my third most hyped thing on this list.
Rhodey being the put upon superhero having to clean up his friend's mess.
Like, I don't know if it means any interpretation of Armor War I'm excited for. Because that's like I just love suits. Just love seeing that shit. And I love seeing the bad guys. I just hope Whiplash was fine, except not really. That's another good representation of what I'm talking about when, like, it's just not even. I mean, that Whiplash was literally two characters, but.
Yeah. I mean, if he came back as Crimson Dynamo, that'd be cool.
I don't want him to come back. I want a Crimson Dynamo. Like, goddamn. I could understand not doing fucking Whiplash. We could get a Tombstone, but it just doesn't really fit right.
I would like Living Laser, please.
That would fit better, but like
we can always have Stilt Man.
Stilt Man.
I mean, technically we do. His stilts exist,
Yeah.
so does the character.
But there's a lot of little things that they could do with Armor Wars that'd be fun. And I don't think they're going to adapt the story from the comic one to one.
Definitely.
There is like a good name for like, hey, he's going to be fighting a bunch of different armor people for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one thing I want to say right now. As overwhelmed as I felt the day that they were announcing all this shit, because I was also watching the fucking Game Awards. Bro, how many of these?
Oh, none. It's Marvel. They'll go through with all of it.
None?
Name one thing that they've canceled so far.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, this looks like so much. This is so much fucking.
Well, you also
gotta remember this is gonna come out over like 2 or 3 years, dude.
4 or 5 years.
That's still a lot. That's still a lot. Do you like?
You also gotta remember
the level at which they're doing like the Mandalorian is how, or like the level at which they're doing Falcon or fucking WandaVision.
Okay,
Loki.
you gotta remember, what if
it is
to be animated, completely different department.
Yeah, I know that's like
Marvel.
That's like one.
This is all the things that are releasing from Marvel Studios. Do you know how much a film studio puts out in a year? It's like twice or 3 times as much as this.
I'm not talking about quantity. I'm talking about like money, quality.
No, but here's also the other thing. Mandalorian is probably not as expensive as you might think it is to produce, because they started using that LED backdrop technology. They don't have to film on location, so like a lot of that is rendering live in Unreal, and they're projecting it, so it's a lot cheaper than you would think to film. And I have a feeling there's going to be several of these shows that are going to use that style of technology. I Am Groot, Secret Invasion.
I'm just saying there is a lot of CGI in them.
Yeah,
but that shit is not cheap to the level that they're using it there. I just don't see.
But also, like, Shang-Chi is a movie, Blade's a movie, Spider-Man's a movie, Doctor Strange is a movie, Eternals is a movie, Quantumania is a movie, Captain Marvel's a movie, Guardian of the Galaxy is going to be a 1-hour special, probably. Black Widow's a movie, Fantastic Four's a movie, Black Panther's a movie, and Thor's a movie. These are going to be one and done productions that aren't going to take a long time, and all the TV shows are going to be longer productions with a smaller budget. Like,
see, that's the two things. Like, all right, so my top 3 most hyped things on this entire list. I don't know if I'm including Star Wars in that or not. Probably not. Maybe. Obviously, Fantastic Four is number 1. I've been waiting forever, always. God, I'm so scared and so excited and so scared. I looked up the director already. I don't even fucking know.
They put John Watts, the fucking Spider-Man guy, on it, and he teased it in Far From Home.
And that's fine. I'm not gonna have my doubts about anything. Period. I'm just saying, like, I'm so glad we got the announcement.
We've been hurt 3 times before with Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, and I mean, I grew up liking the other one.
Yeah,
in knowing their shit, but still liking.
Michael Chiklis says the thing gives like those movies at least some credibility. Thing.
Hope he gets a cameo or something.
But that thing you mentioned about the budget scares me, because my other 2 most hyped things is Armor Wars being 3 and She-Hulk being number 2.
Well, okay, question. What does She-Hulk need to have?
It doesn't matter what it needs to have. It needs
to be a green lady with muscles who goes into courtrooms.
That is not what it's about. That's not what that show's about. That's not what that show's about, though.
When did they make a press release about the show?
The Hulk is in it, and Abomination is in it, confirmed. It's going to be about Hulk.
You do realize She-Hulk is a lawyer that deals with dumb shit, and she's basically Deadpool before Deadpool.
I know what She-Hulk is, but I've also been following this shit very closely. And all the shit that I've seen talking about it leading up to it, I was just like, bro, how are they going to afford to just have the shit that I want to see in the way that I want to see it on screen? That sounds expensive.
I like how you don't trust Marvel and Disney to have all the fucking money in the world, dude. And be willing to spend
at the same time.
Here's the thing. Another thing. Understanding of like allocation of budget per episode, because we don't know how many episodes any of these are going to have. So let's say they have 10. So She-Hulk has 10 episodes. Let's say 7 of them are She-Hulk comedy courtroom dramas, and 3 of them have big Hulk stuff. That's a lot easier on the budget Hold on, I'm muting. That's easier on the budget, and they can deal with having bigger effects for 3 episodes comparative to 10. They can time it out better. That's what I'm saying.
I hope. I don't know. Well,
Same
and
thing
then
with
like what
Soldier.
about the Armor Wars though? Then what's like? I get that with She-Hulk, that's fine, but the Armor Wars, like
I mean,
that's also
Legendary
not
makes
cheap.
good suits.
Yeah, but the suit only exists like that for like a couple of scenes. Every other time you see Iron Man or like War Machine in the movie, that is 100% CGI.
And who's to say, like, maybe it's research, they do it with that. And I'm not saying, like,
If you're gonna call it that, I want to see
One
and
of-
expect that. I don't want like
Like, does it have to be CGI all the time?
it doesn't have to be, but like if it's gonna stay consistent and look right, it has to be something.
you want it to be accurate to what they're saying it's going to be.
Yeah,
And I'm I think it's going, like, again, we don't know how many episodes any of the, like, that could be a 6 episode thingamajig. You know what I'm saying? And like, this is over 4 to 5 years. And next year we're getting WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I thought we were getting Falcon and Winter Soldier this year.
No, we're
We
getting
were
it next
supposed to get it this
You're
year. God
expecting
damn
us
it!
to get them by the end of December?
No, I just remember them. We were supposed to get.
We were supposed to, but then COVID happened.
Yeah,
But like, so that's 3 of these things immediate, like are done and in the pipe. They're done. We don't have to worry about them having the money to make them. Same thing with Shang-Chi and Doctor Strange. I think they just wrapped up filming on that. Again, What If is low budget because it's lower budget because it's more simple animation. Black Widow is also filmed and done. Like, we don't have to worry about that having any money. Moon Knight is going to be cheap as fuck to make.
Moon Knight's not even on this list.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is, dude.
Oh,
Right
no,
in the
it's bottom
bottom.
left. I thought that was Star Wars.
No, and Hawkeye's going to be cheap as fuck to make.
Yeah.
So, like, they are being purposeful about this because all the big movies they have are going to make their money back. They're fine on that. And the TV shows they're picking are things that they can use budget appropriately.
Miss Marvel is like the one that I would be worried about powers wise, just because it's hard to make stretchy powers look good, but also they've had a lot of practice with CGI.
Yeah. And also, Miss Marvel is a lot of slice of life family drama. So, again, easier to balance a budget there.
And from the little bit of footage we've gotten from that show, it looks like they're leaning very hard into that, which excites me because I fucking love the original Miss Marvel run, dude.
I'm excited about the Black Panther. What they're gonna do. I didn't really even know that, but who knows? I mean, I'm sure Shuri, which is fine.
All they announced is that they're definitely not recasting Chadwick.
I don't. I didn't.
Yeah.
But there are people.
I mean, there was Marvel Comics for 2 months had at the top of their comics in honor of Chadwick Boseman. Like,
Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm excited about that. But
Thor the God Butcher. Come on.
I know.
They just announced that Lady Sif's gonna be in it again. Like, she's not dead
dope.
somehow.
Is your boy the God Butcher? Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Who he's playing?
Or the God Butcher, yeah.
He is being played by Christian Bale.
Yeah.
I want fucking Beta Ray Bill. God damn
You're
it.
gonna get Thunderstrike before you get Beta Ray Bill.
God damn, don't put that curse on us. No, but hey, if Gore the God Butcher's in here, you know what that also means. Symbiotes and Noel the Darkness God.
It can happen.
Because technically Gore the God Butcher's sword is a symbiote.
Yeah, dude, if they do, see, they won't. They're not gonna. You just know they're not gonna fucking do. And if they do, it's not gonna look cool, man. So many of them. I'm telling you, man. I think a lot of these movies we haven't gone back and watched a lot of them. If you go back and like look at like some of the villains, I'm not like the heroes. I can complain about their costumes a little bit, but if you go back and look at some of the fucking villains, just like.
Yeah, they didn't care
Cop-outs.
about villains for the longest time. This is like a known fact. It was a huge talking point for years.
Ronan the Accuser looks good,
Kinda
though.
He looks good, but he was like barely a character.
No, he doesn't.
He looks like Ronan the Accuser.
He does not look like Ronan.
God damn,
Ronan the
dude. You are being such a negative Nelly tonight. I was not expecting this at all.
Bro, like, that's not how I expect Ronan the Accuser. Like, it's close. He's just, like, really scrawny. He's a scrawny-ass Ronan the Like, and I didn't expect, like, the Hulk, but maybe, like, give him a bodysuit or something. I don't know. Something to make him not look...
So, The War is in the Stars.
Now, when it comes to that, when it
Oh.
comes to this shit, it's going to be the complete opposite, bro. To start off with, and I'll literally probably go back to this 300
He's going.
times.
I did it. I fixed him.
Bro, I didn't even know where this came from. I knew we were getting a Bad Batch show. They announced it not too long ago, and there was rumors about it a little bit before that. But I didn't expect to have an entire fucking trailer just dropped on us like this, to the level of like, this is a season trailer showing us
a mini
everything.
series that they're throwing together from Clone Wars assets, and it looks great.
It's not
Rebels.
though. It's not. It is not like
You can't tell me that they aren't taking some background elements and models and reusing.
I mean, yeah, but like I expected that, and I also expected it to like, if that was the case, if this was like a thrown together thing, it wouldn't have looked like what it did. Instead, this looks like they were working on Clone Wars and this the whole fucking time.
Yeah, I like it looks great. Like it's fun to see like individualized stormtroopers.
Not just that though. I like kind of do hope and kind of am worried about one thing, because like what it seems like they're kind of like following in the footsteps and kind of touching on like Star Wars Republic Commando and what the second game was supposed to be, where you were going to be playing as Republic Commandos who became stormtroopers, and kind of like went against that, but kind of didn't. Because like even back then, the commandos, which is literally what the Bad Batch pretty much is, they also don't have chips in them, but Hunter is just straight up wearing clone commando armor.
Well, like,
the
do
rest
you
of them
think
have
that second game is ever going to happen at this point, though?
Of course not. It got canceled in the 2000s. I'm just saying, like in Legends and comics and shit like that, they continued that and talked about some of the clones and stuff like that.
But this isn't Legends. This is the new continuity, and they're incorporating stuff from the old continuity into the new continuity.
I know. I'm just saying, like, the thing that I'm kind of like scared about is like the Delta Squad still exists in modern canon because of Clone Wars, but it seems like there's a little bit of like, now the Bad Batch is kind of doing Delta Squad. I'd like to see them in there. But nonetheless, we are definitely seeing them take on Stormtrooper this fucking trailer. Like, we're seeing them after and during Order 66. Like, it's gonna be some crazy shit. And
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably gonna end up with like some of them are alive still. And I really like how Kenobi, his lightsaber.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and we're getting fucking Hayden Christensen back. He's going to be doing some stuff. I'm assuming it's mostly flashbacks.
Also,
sorry,
Or like maybe weird force stuff.
see him. Do you think we'll see Hayden Christensen put on the suit?
No.
I mean, we'd have to. It's 10 years after.
Yeah, that's like the only other thing we know.
and that's one thing he was bummed about that they did that CG.
Dude, you know,
What?
we could get like half Obi Kenobi, half like current comic run Vader.
Ooh,
Vader hunting down the Jedi.
Now that's
That'd be
something
fun.
I'd pick. Rogue Squadron.
It's being made by Patty Jenkins, the lady who directed the Wonder Woman movies, and it's not based off of that video game.
It's okay. Here's the thing: it's not going to be based off the video game,
You can't really.
but like it's going to be similar to what the video games were all about, which was dogfighting in space.
Do you think
Yeah.
they'll recast Wedge and make him the main character? That's what I
Probably
feel
not.
like they'll do.
Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But like, it does feel like they're trying to like dive into all the stuff that like also wasn't Rogue Squadron a novel series?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So maybe they
Wedge
might
was
be-
the main character.
Yeah. But they might take some from the novels. They might take some elements from the games. They might take some elements from the new game. Isn't that also called Rogue Squadron?
Yeah. I haven't finished that here.
I think it's just called Squadrons.
But it's implied to be Rogue Squadron. Like they may take some. I don't want to say take a lot of elements from it, but like maybe have those characters be side characters somehow.
Yeah.
Unless they like die
Yeah.
in the game.
This thing is missing some stuff, by the way.
Yeah, Acolyte's not in.
Or Lando.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Or-
about Lando.
What
Is
is this? A droid story?
is Clover
droid
going to
stuff.
come back as a young Lando, or is it like
Animated series coming to Disney Plus. It's like,
What are you talking about right now? I have no context for what this pitch is.
A droid story.
Oh, so they're rebooting the Droids cartoon.
Starring C-3PO and R2-D2.
they're oh fuck me.
They are rebooting the Droids cartoon. That's great.
Yeah, I'm excited about Lando. I hope it does bring back Childish Gambino. Fucking what was the other thing? Acolyte. I don't even understand what Acolyte is supposed to be, so I'm just like, I'll wait for a trailer, bro.
So they're in a comics right now. They're kind of doing like a not quite KOTOR Old Republic, but like a little bit after KOTOR Old Republic, where like you might
They don't
see.
want to mess with KOTOR.
I mean, they kind of do. They kind of don't.
Is KOTOR canon?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was hoping that's one thing that like they teased with that they're doing some shit with it, but I don't know if they want to just full out if they're brave enough to be like, all right, KOTOR done. But like Acolyte could definitely be some shit. It's supposed to be some shit right in there.
Has there been any rumors about like a remake of KOTOR?
It's coming
I
to
don't
phones,
think so.
but no. I mean, there have been rumors that like it's getting remade, but like they're like hard rumors. They're like it's not like the Mass Effect trilogy. Where
Right,
like
but
we
like
knew
I
that
was,
it was
well, I was
gonna
thinking
happen.
if they were thinking, oh, we could remake KOTOR, and then the remake is canon. You know what I'm saying? Like that way they can say this is new. We can consider this. We can like comfortably consider this
So
canon, and no people can understand it's now.
it's set in a time called the High Republic, which is like 200 years before is what this exploring the sinister secrets of an emerging dark side power. So I don't know. I'm excited about it for sure because that's the shit. That's the shit I like. You know. I'm just curious. What about Visions?
It's a cool idea, but I've already seen it done twice, and I don't really care.
What was it? What was the idea behind it?
Anime directors doing Star Wars shorts.
I mean, that it'll be a fun watch. It'll probably look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I love Halo.
Animatrix.
Batman Gotham Knight.
Robot Carnival.
I think we all know what Ahsoka's going to be. They're fucking spinning her off into her own show from Mando, and she's going to be going after Thrawn. So that's exciting.
Yeah. Andor is. I'm excited about it, but I don't know.
They've been working on that for as long as they've been working on Mando, apparently. Like, it's the last thing that is from the old regime of shit they were making before Mando got hugely popular and they started trying to pivot to stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out.
What's the premise of Andor?
Cassian Andor, the fucking rebel dude from Rogue One, it's his backstory.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing that I just, like, don't know about it, and I don't know. Either they're going to make the movie wrong, or they're going to make this wrong, because Andor was supposed to be, like, a kind of shitty person, literally all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
And Rogue One is when he started being a not shitty person. So we know this is his backstory. So either it's going to be gritty and, like, rough, and you're going to see, like, the fucking shit they had to do to, like, do some of this stuff. And they do name drop that line where he's like, I would do anything for the Republic or for the Resistance or for the Rebel. I what
Rebel Alliance.
Goddamn Resistance. Fucking but I don't know. I'm always gonna be excited for it, especially if we get K2. Jesus.
Oh, they've got to bring that boy back.
Alan Tudyk, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Rangers
Good old
of
Pirate
Republic.
Steve.
Pirate
Absolutely.
Steve.
Rangers of the New Republic. I desperately hope that it's just a show about Dave Filoni and that one Asian X-Wing pilot. I know it's probably not going to be that, but that's what I want, damn it.
Shit, it might have Cara Dune in it.
Ooh. No, she's a marshal. She's not a ranger.
I mean, side character.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the latest
episode
was the best one by far.
What'd you say?
The latest episode of the.
Oh yeah, my reaction tweet was just the new episode of The Mandalorian is my new favorite episode. Is it any coincidence that my last favorite episode also heavily featured Bill Burr? Probably not.
I didn't like that one so much, but like, bro, there's just so much to unpack in
my last favorite episode also heavily featured Bill Burr? Probably not.
I didn't like that one so much, but like, bro, there's just so much to unpack in this fucking. Also, God damn, Boba Fett looks good, dude.
How
Me
Yeah.
and Cole
Mandalorian.
both.
They cleaned
Me-
up his armor so good.
Dude, me and Cole both, like, he steps off the ship and we're both like, holy fuck, and we just start laughing. And we're
Where's
like
the
laughing
Black
because of how
Series,
cool.
dude?
Oh my god.
Where's the
Damn.
Black Series? I need like free versions of Boba Fett from the show in Black Series.
You know what's so crazy is literally like on Thursday I was like browsing through Instagram and there's a couple of people I follow who talk about stuff like this and they were talking about like man, you know, I know it's probably far fetched, but I'd love since we got the Slave One back, I'd love to see them use the fucking I forget what they're called, like
The charges.
And like
then
bro,
it's the best.
Oh, it's so good, dude. Like, I literally scream. I get so hyped for these. Like, there is absolutely nothing that gets me this level of excitement. Like, Chris, you remember when we saw Bumblebee in theaters and I grabbed your arm from how overwhelmed I was from the first 5 minutes of that movie?
Yeah.
The happiest I've been in my entire life, almost. Like that's what
It's that the whole
these.
time.
Yeah, like that's how I'm feeling in some of these episodes.
How many
It doesn't
episodes-
peak that, and
how
I'm
many
afraid.
Go.
I'm just afraid that nothing ever will, and I'm gonna live a unsatisfied life for the rest of my life since nothing's gonna be as cool as the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee or The Mandalorian.
You're gonna
Is
get married.
it better to be happy for a lot for a very short time, or happy a little bit for your entire life, though?
You're gonna be at your wedding day at the end of the day, and you're just gonna sit there and sigh and go, "Wasn't the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee?"
She wasn't wearing Boba Fett armor.
No. Cody's gonna be wearing Boba Fett armor.
Yes.
Bro, I've been like a sleeper Boba Fett fan my entire life. You know,
That's
so
I
like,
have
no reason
too.
to be a fan of him other than the fact that he looks cool.
I always thought I was more of a Django guy just because I like dual pistol wielders, but no, I'm on board with Boba now.
yeah, they really made him good, and I'm really happy about it. So now I can just like, I mean, I have a Boba Fett hat, and I've kept it in pristine condition. I have so much Boba Fett stuff because it's the cool. Because everyone likes him because he looks cool.
How many episodes are there in a season of Mandalorian?
8.
How many episodes have been aired so far?
7.
7.
Next
Okay,
week
so
is
have
the
a week.
finale.
So I have a week to catch up. All right, cool.
Dude, if you catch up, we will do Mando spoiler cast.
All right, fuck it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna.
Though there's gonna be some shit to talk about too. I know it.
Do both seasons
Okay,
in
what
1
what
week.
day does Mando drop?
Friday.
Friday.
Friday. So I have till next Friday. Got it.
Yeah, I know you have a
Watch
busy
it all.
schedule, but I think
You know what? What did we fucking pick from the list? I don't care. Fuck it. We're doing Mando spoiler cast next week. It's official.
Then we'll do I Love You, Man.
We'll do
Or
I
you-
Love You Man 2 weeks from now. We'll do it as the Christmas episode.
there you
Hell
go.
yeah. Love and kindness for Christmas.
Oh,
All right,
my
I'm
God.
catching up to Mando.
All right.
It's
Well, I
fucking
guess
worth
we've got to fucking end this episode now, so you can have time to do that. So tell everybody where you can where they can find your shit.
Where you could fuck him.
Hey, howdy. You can fuck me on my YouTube channel called Boingo Writer. You just search that up. You can also there's a link in the description. I don't fucking remember. You can follow me on Twitter and the Instagram at Boingo_Writer. You can follow me on Twitch at Boingo Writer. And you can join my Discord server. A link to that is in the description. And I guess I might live tweet my Mandalorian reactions on Twitter.
Bro.
I guess. I don't know. I'll figure something out to monetize my fucking marathon.
Oh, my
Kiss
God.
his like button, finger
And-
that subscribe button, and grope that bell.
Snowcone, where can people find you if you want them to?
I am never robot. Sometimes, love saying that. It's never underscore robot on and Snowcone83 on almost every other thing ever. I'm pretty sure I have some Snow3 accounts on like LinkedIn, maybe or some shit. Check me out on LinkedIn. I probably haven't even hit me up on that. And I'll
Scrabble him on Spotify.
there you go. I make a lot of Spotify play. You might like me. The music I make, the stuff I
Hey,
Playlist
hey,
I
hey,
make.
hey, Snowcone. I like you.
I wasn't asking.
We appreciate your ass.
Okay.
What little of it there is. You gotta
Okay.
hate your ass.
I am the Vacuuminator, the guy who makes the videos on the YouTube about the Power Rangers, who are a mega force. That's all I'm known for, literally. So I'm rewriting that whole show. Video's gonna be out by the end of the month. I swear to God. I may only be 15 episodes into a 44 episode rewrite, but I swear to God, I will get part 1 out by the end of the year. So go subscribe to my channel for that. It's youtube.com/thevacuuminator, THEVACUUMINATOR. On Twitter, you can see me fucking around on there sometimes at the Vacuuminator. And when I'm done with these videos I'm working on, I'll probably be back to doing figure photography on my Instagram at the Vacuuminator. Until then, I've literally just got a giant pile of figures that have been coming in for the last couple weeks that I need to open, but I'm not allowing myself to open because I have to focus on this fucking video. Hey, Modular Media, it's a thing. It exists. You can like it, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. We got MP3s down in the video description. Follow us on Twitter at the Modular Media. Join our subreddit r/Modular Media, and join us next week here on Analytical Fanboys when we'll be talking about the fucking Mandalorian, dude.
All right. Fuck, gotta catch up. God damn it. Gotta go fast.
You did it to yourself, bitch.